Body glass chironomids are super addicting. Don't watch this video unless you want to tie like 14 dozen of them.
Yeah, that's a big brown bro.
Okay, this fly is a really basic fly, but super cool, and it's focused around this body glass. I've got the body glass in half round micro, and there's a cool little technique to get it to lay really flat and slim. We'll show you that. So first and foremost, this is an awesome chironomid hook. If you haven't tied chironomids on this hook, it's highly recommended. It's the 5115 heavyweight grub black nickel. That's what it said. I just read that. But anyway, it's a really stout hook. I've caught a lot of fish on this hook, and it's got a really nice point as well. As you can see, it's a little bit longer point, and a really stout hook to tie chironomids with. For this one, I'm going to use a slotted bead. The slotted bead helps because it has a little bit more weight than a normal just countersunk slotted or countersunk tungsten bead. So we'll throw that on there, and as you can see, or as you've seen with slotted beads, the small hole on the slotted bead is very, very small. And we're going to tie in some gills at the front and slide the bead over those gills, so it's really critical that we keep the tie-in point here very minimal. And to do that, I'm using some Semperfli Nano Silk in 18-aught in brown. You can use any color you want. I'm just doing a brownish colored chironomid here. Okay, I'm just going to start with thread right behind the eye of the hook. And just wrap a very thin layer of thread just to kind of get it started. If you don't do that, the thread's very, very slick, and it can be hard to cinch down. And the material I'm using for the gills is Glow Bright in number 10, or fluorescent white. And the reason I like this is because it stays white when it gets wet. A lot of materials that are white kind of go transparent or clear when it gets wet, but this stuff won't. So I'm going to take 3 strands of this, and I'm going to take a chunk and tie it in on the far side of the hook, just like that. And then I'm going to fold it back over and then wrap it up on the other side of the hook, and that kind of reduces buildup with these gills. So just like that, I have 2 little sections coming out, and they won't stay separated like that when I finish the fly. It's just kind of to reduce bulk. So I'll take my thread back and just throw a quick hand whip finish in it. And trim that off. I'll attach my thread again, but I've got to slide the bead up. So make sure that your bead's in the proper orientation, and then you can just slide that up over the top of the nano silk. Just like that, and then you can trim your gills, say roughly the same length as the bead, and it flares them out really nicely as well. So once I'm here, I'll reattach my thread behind the bead. And I'll dress the hook down. Even though this thread's very, very thin and you can't really see the color, I'm still going to wrap it so that it gives a little bit of that brown tint through the body glass. Okay, so now for the tip. As you can see, body glass is D-shaped, so it's half round, and it's kind of bulky when you tie it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter from El Más Grande River Plate. If Curtis ties with a different type of lighter, it's junk. His flies are not going to work, so it's got to be the River Plate lighter. The poop colored lighter is out of commission for now, so this is a huge upgrade. But anyway, I'm going to take this body glass and I'm just going to singe it a little bit, and then I'm going to take it and pull it with my finger. So what I've done is I've stretched out the hot rubber and created a very small piece of plastic that I can use to tie this in. When I let go of it, it looks like that. So not a big deal. I'll just trim that up. Okay, so I should be able to take that little piece and tie it in up by the bead and then stretch that tight all the way back down the fly. So there I've got a little tiny bit of stretched plastic at the back of the fly. Not a big deal. So I'm going to come up the fly now and add a tiny little hot spot that I'm going to cover up with the body glass. So I'm going to take some ice dub, just the tiniest amount, and dub that in where the collar would be. About right there. So now I'm ready to wrap. Make sure that the flat side of the D-rib stays down, and you can stretch this stuff pretty tight when you wrap it. So as you can see, it's a nice clean body, and I'm just going to wrap that over the top of the dubbing. It just takes 2 wraps, and I'll catch that on the bottom of the fly and then do several wraps in front of it. When I trim this off, I can pull it tight and trim it, and it will suck back up into itself. It's a little bit stretchy, but not super stretchy. So once I'm here, I'll fix my gills a little bit. Once I'm there, I'll just whip finish it. And that's a really simple CHIRONOMID, super durable, and it's got a lot of weight to it.